Good evening, I'm your host, Jamel Samuel, and this is Rivalry Edition. This one-of-a-kind experience takes you on a journey as we explore the depths and magnitudes of rivalry so fierce that opponents can't help but hold on to one another through the course of time. These rivalries span the lines of sports, ranging from high school to professional, and continue to bring in new gladiators into the arena while invoking the praise of the communities that stand behind them. Tonight, we are diving in behind the lines of one of the oldest rivalries in public school history in our nation, and the oldest American football rivalry in our state of Maryland. That's right, this story started in 1889 and is on its way to being 2 centuries old. Now, that's older than the oldest NFL rivalry between the Packers and the Bears. Ladies and gentlemen, Black Knights and the Engineers, all alike, please help me welcome to the stage from the Baltimore City College, Chris Perkins and Jimmy Lewis. And joining us from the other side of the field, please put it together for our gladiators from Baltimore Polytechnic Institute, Malik James and Chuck English. Good to see you.
Pleasure, bro.
All right, guys. I need you to face your opponents. We're going to start off with respect, okay? So we're going to do a coin toss. And this is going to decide who is going to take the first question or defer the first question, okay? Now, we're not going to decide this off of stats or anything like that. We're going to start off a little fair today, okay? So what that means is I need you to select 2 captains, and we're going to do things the old-fashioned way with rock, paper, scissors.
That's my guy right here. There you go.
All right?
1, 2, call it. Yep. 1, 2, 3, shoot.
All right. Here we go. Call it in the air, okay?
Heads it is.
And it's heads.
It is. We winning already.
Now, Baltimore Polytechnic, do you choose to accept the first question or defer it?
Let's take the ball.
All right, take the ball. Gentlemen, let's begin. I don't want any hits below the belt. I want a clean discussion, okay? Now, here's the thing. You all see those red flags right there. You get to challenge any question or anything that you don't agree with, all right? So let's begin. All right, guys, let's put this to rest, right? So I've been hearing it's city versus college, it's poly versus city. Talk to me.
City versus poly.
Now, one
poly
second.
versus
Now,
city.
now, 1 second here, because this is the first question that goes to Poly. So, Poly, set the record straight for me.
It's definitely Poly versus City
Okay.
all day.
And why is that?
It's the better school, hands down.
Okay.
You know, hands down the best school in the city. So they come in second or third all the time to us.
Woo.
He's starting early. He's starting
Already.
early. He's starting early.
So when you have children,
No, I don't.
okay. So when you teach your children the alphabet, you going P comes before C.
In this instant, yes.
Okay.
In this instance, Chris, yes.
Okay.
That's the
Definitely.
simple way of looking at it, Chris. But you yourself, you coached at Poly.
And
You
we
married a
lost.
guy-
We lost.
You married a girl from Poly.
We
How about
lost
that?
3
All
times.
your
How about
friends
that?
are from
Three
Poly,
times.
Chris.
How
So
about
that
that?
right there, it should be the Poly City game.
Negative.
Just right there, just
Negative.
off the break.
Okay. All right, so we have Poly
Take your little funky flag. Take your little funky flag.
versus City. Guys, you know, we talked about this being a rivalry that is pushing on to 2 centuries old. We don't know how it began, right? But the thing is, we could find out from you, how did you get sucked in to this rivalry? And also, tell me about your first experience in the rivalry as well.
I mean, you get sucked in as a kid growing up in Baltimore City. I mean, one thing we really didn't talk about is how important Baltimore City College and Baltimore Polytechnic Institute is to Baltimore City. Mm-hmm. So growing up in the city, if you wanted to play football, especially in the era we grew up, it was either Poly, Poly, and then maybe City, right? So just, from walking around the neighborhood,
For those who
family,
want to lose.
things like that, it was just that they were one of the two schools that you chose to play football at.
Very good.
Yeah, and as far as the going back, the rivalry actually used to be played on Thanksgiving Day. And I know growing up, that was one of the biggest things to do in the city was the Poly City game on Thanksgiving. You got to play. You win or lose, you going home with your family and you having Thanksgiving dinner. So that's how I got sucked in. My first game as a sophomore in Memorial Stadium where the Colts used to play, I mean, it's epic.
Yeah.
You couldn't even imagine that. You playing on a field on Thanksgiving Day that's the only thing going on in the city. So, it was definitely big times back then, and it still is big times as far as the game.
Very good. And Chris, go ahead.
For me, my dad was the band director at City. So for years, I remember we started at the school, take a short walk down 33rd, and it was just so hyped. Like I was a little kid, like, man, this is awesome. And then I went to Loyola. So Loyola and Calvert Hall. Loyola was like the appetizer. City and Poly was the main course. It was like football and then some, So my sophomore year, I transferred to City my sophomore year. We had all the guys went and got our haircuts and mohawks and got the number on the side, all of it.
Okay.
And then we lost.
Sounds about right.
Then we lost, and then we were on the news with the ugly cry.
Oh, God.
And I didn't, because my mother would have killed me. So I didn't get my hair cut. So, but we was on the news, and everybody was just, it was sad. But it was just, from that game, it was like we going to beat Poly, and whatever I can, we going to beat them.
But y'all had that sad face most of the time, though. That's most of the time.
Not for me.
Even when I coached Poly, yeah.
He coached
You
Poly.
coached
He
Poly.
coached Poly.
You
Right.
coached
I'm sure we
Poly.
expected.
Should we have
Thank-
you move over there and sit between
Thanks, Chris.
Negative. Negative.
Thanks, Chris.
Jimmy, tell me about your first taste of this rivalry that you actually got to experience. Not go into the game, but tell me about your first experience.
So my first experience as far as the taste of the game, that would have been on JV. We were terrible on JV that year, but City Poly, the stands were packed. We played at City because JV didn't play in the stadium, but we played at City. I had never seen a crowd like that for us. So that let me know how serious this really was because nobody cared about JV games at that time. And then moving on to varsity, Memorial Stadium, it was just something I had never experienced before up to that point. For those who are old enough to remember Memorial Stadium, that whole lower bowl was full for a high school game. And like I said, I'd never seen that before. And that whole week leading up to the game, you got alumni coming back to practice, to talk to you. You got guys on the team whose fathers were filming the entire week, starting Monday all the way through the end of the game, in the locker room, pregame, the whole nine. So that lets you know how serious this was. And to this day, still, I
Chuck,
make every
didn't you
game.
come to speak to my players one time?
At Poly, yes.
Your players.
At-
Your
our
players.
players
You went
at
to school at Poly,
yes.
and then
I came and
as
get-
an alumni,
That's correct.
Your players.
we're the one for the Gipper. No,
Win one for the Gipper.
Are
You
you
got it.
confusing Poly and City?
negative.
The experiences?
City and Poly, and no.
Poly and City.
I don't even know how he keeps talking about that.
Look, Jimmy, you made a very big point, right? That this was something that involved the community itself. Let me ask you this now on the Poly side. What did it mean for your community, this rivalry?
I'm going to say this, for most of us, if you grew up in the city, it was your way out. Going to Poly or City was your way out. And I know for me personally, playing there and you had the guys in the neighborhood that knew you played for Poly,
Yeah.
you had that extra backing. Or probably the same for Jimmy if he went to City. Oh yeah, Malik's going over here you know, and they watched and they followed you, and it was a big deal. I hate to say it like this, but a lot of the guys in the neighborhood looked at us as the guys that was going to make it out. If I'm being honest, like going to Poly alone, playing sports, getting your good education, a lot of them looked at us as a way out.
Yeah.
You know?
And for the Poly community, it's huge, right? So I met with the coach, pick up some paraphernalia earlier this morning, and, you know, we were talking about the team and talking about some success, and he's like, I haven't won the big one, right? And, you know, as successful that team has been the last couple of years, for the Poly community, you're talking community, for the Poly community, when he talks to people that graduated from Poly alumni, it's, did you win the game? Did you win the big game? It doesn't matter if you're 9-2, you made the state playoffs.
Yeah.
Did you win? Did Poly beat City? That's all that really matters.
Nope.
You know, this has been a point of contention, right? What is the actual record? I'll start
Go
with
ahead.
City.
Go ahead, Chris.
Matter of fact,
Here we go. Here we go.
We've already discussed this. 65. Now, granted, we lost. Was it 17 in a row?
Hold one second. I just need the record.
Jamel asked for the
He asked
current
you
record.
about this.
Let's go to
Demonstrate.
the current record.
65. Go on the tape.
No.
65. 65. 62
Uh-huh.
with 6 ties.
Correct. There you go.
City.
Correct.
65, 62, and 6.
Right. But, you know,
City.
Now,
Poly won what?
I was about to say, so
17 games
let's give y'all credit.
And 1 second. And this is as of when?
Last year.
last year.
Okay.
And I'll give you credit. Okay, y'all are leading the series right now. Y'all have actually won the last 11 years straight, correct?
Just to
This
get
is
to
right.
that spot.
Right.
Just to get to
But
that spot.
just to keep it that close. And you know, we had a 17-year run where y'all didn't beat us. So it's y'all time right now.
We're starting to go back into the past. You know, I just want to find out about the record
Okay.
right now.
Sorry, Joe. Sorry.
Okay. And so the record you said was 65, 62, and 6. Right? City's way.
Yes.
So my next question is, outside of stats, what makes your teams the better team? Polly.
I'm going to speak from our experience. You know, we didn't ever talked about individual accolades with us. It was a family.
Okay.
Brotherhood. You know, I got guys to this day that I look at as brothers because we played on that team together. I might not talk to them in years, but that's family.
Yeah.
That's what it's been about with us. That's I think the difference that separates us from them. You know, it's not just football with us.
It's these lifelong friendships that we've made now for, 30 years, over 30 plus years. And it's a constant reminder in your life how important Poly is and the legacy and everything that goes around, being a Poly engineer is just the relationships. The people in the stands tonight, they came in to support us because we know how strong that Poly community is and how important it is.
Real quick, can our Poly fans out there make some noise?
Always representing. Always representing.
That sounds like family.
Sounds like family, doesn't it?
Sounds like family.
Absolutely.
Baltimore City.
I'll take this.
Talk to me.
So it's pretty much the same thing. My closest friends to this day are mostly people that I met at City. People some that I met not even on the football field, but always been there from 1990 to now, 2023. And like you said, it's the same thing. It's always been family. And they're guys that I played with back then that I don't see regularly. But when we do see each other, no time has passed. We're those same 16, 17, 18-year-old kids that we were back in the early 90s. So it's the same answer. It's the exact same answer.
Most of Chris' family is Poly.
And
so
you should ask Chris that question.
Most of his
How
family's
does he
Poly,
feel
though.
about the Poly community since his friends and family all are engineers?
I have one person that went to Poly. That's my wife. Everybody else went. My dad went to City. Her dad went to City. That's it. Somebody else went to City, I think.
You're at most of the Poly functions, and you coach there. So,
Yeah, we're having a crab feast tonight if you want.
He doesn't have a choice. He has to.
I'll go if I'm asked to. Most of the time, I don't have anything to do, so be like, baby, why don't you come to this thing? You don't have to go. I'm like, oh, Poly thing again. So y'all,
He's got to keep peace in the house. That's all.
So you know,
But he be there with a smile on his face. Jimmy enjoying himself.
And we do enjoy it. That's our guy. That's our guy. We do enjoy it.
Just slide all that. Hey, but it's cool. It's cool.
We're going to have to get you to move over here, man.
No,
You might have to.
He's got to act like he likes it.
Never. City forever.
Okay, so you didn't get the email about the crab feast?
No.
No?
You just told him, though.
You didn't go to like your coach's email or anything like
I
that?
had to check with my wife.
You're more than welcome to come, though.
Hey,
We love to have you.
hey, free crabs, I'm there.
Whoa. Didn't say free, but
It's
we love to have you.
Double for city alumni.
It's free for me, but
Guys, let me bring it back to the game. All right, we have this clip here. I want to show you all. Let's go ahead and take a watch.
There's the story. City has come back from a 15-0 first half deficit, and they are just 33 seconds away from their 30th straight win. Two wide receivers to the right. English in trouble. Gets away. He's got Tyler.
He was out.
Foot is
can we
in.
slow this down?
He was out.
Can we slow this down?
Foot is in.
Foot was
Can we
definitely
slow
in.
this down?
So let's talk about what we just saw for a second. Right?
Miscarriage
So
of justice is what we just saw.
We have Chuck here, right? And Chuck, you were the quarterback
Yes.
in this game.
Yes.
And, the thing here that we're trying to look at is there's been this talk of, was it a touchdown? Was it no good? Could you walk me through the play, Chuck?
Especially when he's out of bounds.
One second.
Thank
One
you.
second.
I mean, you just saw the play. I mean, you saw the play.
Refs got out of there mighty fast that day.
You know, foot was in. Only need 1 foot in high school football. Only need 1 foot in high school football.
I know that.
You know, it was 33 seconds left in the game. I think City College was on a 29-game winning streak. They
Absolutely.
may have been the number 1 team in the state. We may have been the number 2 team in the state.
Right.
After the game, we were the number 1 team in the state.
Absolutely.
I
Chris
didn't
wasn't
play.
there,
I didn't play. That was what's it, 87?
No, that was 93.
You moved to the edge of the couch.
Can we, because one,
As though you had
I am in
something
disbelief. Can we slow this down? Can we?
Correct. Okay, so you even coach, Chris. So at the end of the day, we didn't have instant replay. All that matters is the
But
ref.
we got instant replay
all
right
that,
now.
All that matters is what
If
the
you
ref
notice,
called.
there were no
correct?
refs in the
You
shot.
know
All
what?
that
You know
matters
what?
is what the ref called.
Let's play it again. One more time.
One more time.
City has come back from a 15-0 first half deficit. and they
Watch
are
the toe.
33
That's all you gotta
seconds away
watch.
from their
Watch the knee,
30th
watch the
straight
toe.
win.
You see the confidence walking up under the center? Look at the confidence right there. It's amazing. I knew what was going to happen. Oh,
English in
He
trouble.
just closed his eyes and threw the ball.
Gets away.
Watch
He's
the
got
cut. Look,
Tyler.
and the defense wasn't close.
that's 1 foot.
The defense wasn't close.
Now,
Continue.
you already
Malarkey.
threw your last challenge. You threw the challenge like the first question.
Who threw something?
That was
Now, you all can work together, and if you want to challenge that, Jimmy can
use
go ahead
Jimmy.
and toss that out.
I'm sorry. It's
Jimmy, you're not contesting that play?
I'm going to say history is history. I can't change it, but he was out.
But you know what's crazy?
I can't change the call, but he was out.
We beat Poly my senior year on the exact same play.
good for you. We beat them.
Revenge.
And again,
No,
so
you didn't beat me.
City, you represent City, right?
But see,
We beat
see, that's the difference
my senior
between
year.
Poly and City. You see what happened just there? He pointed at him and was like,
beat him.
loser. Yeah, we don't do that, right? You know,
Family?
Because y'all been losing for
family,
11 years.
You know, family. We don't do
Everybody's
that.
a loser right
We
now.
don't do that.
Okay, we won my senior year.
Oh, but wait a minute.
We won my senior year.
And mine too.
Yours too. But your team wouldn't have been able to see our team. We clarified that a while ago in the conversation. So
Listen, at the end of the day,
Jimmy, what's your thoughts?
I'm the only one sitting on stage with one of these.
and what's
So
that? What's that?
That's a championship ring. You wouldn't know anything
Show
about
that
that.
ring
To
was
the camera?
Yeah, they wouldn't know
Well,
anything
hold on.
about
I'm trying to
that.
figure
Zoom in.
championship from where?
Championship from City.
What year?
This would be 91, 92.
Oh, okay.
10-0, 10-0.
Okay, I got you.
You will remember that.
I think I do. I was
Okay.
there for that. All right.
Y'all went home heartbroken a couple of times.
But hey,
I'm just
at the
saying.
end of the day, we won the one that mattered. That's all. That's
Senior year, baby.
The one
Senior
that
year is the
mattered.
only one that mattered.
We
The
put
one
a,
that
we
mattered
put a,
was
we
the
put
one
an
that
end to
produced
you
the
guys'
championship.
29-0 win streak. We knocked you out of first place. I mean, everything with our game
If you
says
look
a lot
closely
more.
at that film, you see the band coming out.
The sun even
jamming.
shine on the dog's butt someday.
And then next thing you knew,
Hey.
they just
I
dropped
want to
it.
see it in
Game over.
slow mo, cause that leg.
Well, see, Chris, we can even talk. Jimmy knows this. Like even with that game in per se, they gave the game up. So you want to blame somebody.
It's
Blame
on- it's
blame
on
Ci-
YouTube.
Blame
I
City.
mean, it's
Blame
on YouTube.
City.
At this point,
Blame City.
we probably should move towards some other questions. Just because,
Thank you so much, Chuck.
Look, it is what it is.
Thank you.
It's personal.
We
I wanna
won.
watch
It's
it.
personal.
It's personal.
We're about to open up
And
another
I want
debate.
the atmosphere to be a little bit more relaxed on stage.
100%.
Thank you.
100%. This one is going to probably throw us into contention again. I have to ask, out of the two teams, who had the better offense? Who is known for the better offense? And who is known for the better defense? Jimmy, let's start with you.
Honestly, I would say at that time, going into that game, we were known as the better offense. Just you can throw the flag all you want. You can throw the flag all you want. There's only one name off of that team that anybody knew off of your team. One.
So, okay, go ahead.
I
But
mean,
no, go ahead. Go ahead. I'll let you go. Go ahead.
I think we probably scored more points than you that year.
We'll have to look that up.
We would have to look at that, but I'm pretty sure we did. I mean,
He asked
we
me who
were
was
in every
known
game
as
like
the better
50 to nothing.
offense.
So I know we collectively scored more points than you. And we can go back to the records and look. And I'm sorry, poly engineers were usually prepared to answer those kind of questions and when I make those kind of statements, and I'm not prepared. But
He was the one that was
definitely
late.
had-
Maybe you should have.
we definitely had the
You
better
should have.
offense.
But you know what, Chuck? It's okay, right? Because, Jimmy just informed us that you were coming off of what, 10 and 0?
10-0 to back-to-back 10-0
Back
seasons.
to back. So
And at that point, we were 9-0.
you
So
should
29
have to have
straight
a pretty
wins.
good offense,
Well,
right,
let's
to
yeah.
do something like that.
That's what we were known as the better team.
Yeah.
Jamal, they tend to say you can skew statistics, right? So, again, we're speaking from our year. They played their whole games, like their whole starting. I can honestly say we only played first half of 8 of our games. We played the first half of 8 games. We were blowing people out.
We
so
were sipping
much.
Gatorade by
We was
third quarter.
halftime. We were sitting there watching the second string. So if they want to talk about offensive statistics, maybe that's why defensively we gave up less than a touchdown a game. So that's without question. You can't even mention the defense as far as that. But offensively, if we played the whole game, maybe our stats would have looked like that.
This is allegedly.
So for me, I'm a person. I have to know. the stats, the different variables. So I'm hearing 10-0 over here. What was the record?
Oh, we were undefeated as well going into that game.
We both were undefeated going into that game.
It was
okay.
number 1 and number 2 in the city, or actually probably in the state at that time,
And then one person came out as number
and that would be us.
1. Okay.
But you asked the question, who was known as the better offense?
This is true, Jimmy. This is true. This has been a rivalry that has been so impactful to the community. We were talking, and I was hearing about some of these parties, right? What does it mean when the community comes together? I know you were even inviting people over to the crab boils and crab feasts from City. How has this brought the community together? How has this rivalry brought the community together?
Well, I think one of the reasons we're here on this stage right now is because of the tailgate, right? Benny is familiar with the tailgate, and he's been to the tailgate, and I want to say maybe starting around 2008, 2009, the schools collectively put on a tailgate that probably hosts, it's thousands of people. It's thousands of people, and it's just, it's a sight to see. It really, really is a sight to see.
When I came from Loyola, so we had mixers.
Everybody makes mistakes. It's okay.
Right, but first practice in City, everybody's in the locker room, everybody's talking about something, I was like, hey guys, you going to the mixer? I was like, what? You mean the party? No, the mixer, They was like, shut up, yo.
You're in the wrong place, buddy.
But when I figured out it was a party, not a mixer,
Yeah.
it changed. Yeah, I mean, so it's a lot better than a mixer.
So, like, the interesting thing about the tailgate is, like Chuck said, it started right around, somewhere around 2008. And at that point, it was really just City and Poly. But if you've gone the last couple of years, you find Dunbar, you find Lake Clifton, like, you talk about the importance to the city itself. That's the one even where you'll find basically every high school has now somehow managed to join the tailgate. And it's had to be moved a couple of times because it just didn't have enough space. So the importance to the community, you see it when you go out there on that Saturday or whenever it's held.
Yeah. You could always tell how impactful and how big a rivalry is by the communities that it pulls together. So, guys, you know that this rivalry is continuous. It's going on, and there's a game coming up in November. What I would like for you all to do, and we'll start with you, Jimmy, I want you to look at the camera, and for all of the new city players that are going to be going into that game, I want you to give them your best pep talk.
Okay, pep talk. I'm not 100% sure about a pep talk, but what I will say is this. On the side of this ring, your class ring, for those of you who have it already, some of you, if you're sophomores, you don't have it yet. It says Paul Mam Ki Mary Ferrat, honor to him who earns it. This game, will be with you for the rest of your life. Whether you win, lose, however you perform in this game. Everything you do in this game, you will remember. From that game in 1993 to the 44 games I played in college to the 100 and something semi-pro games that I played, I don't remember most of those. I remember the City Poly game. I remember scoring that touchdown when we were down 15-0 that started that comeback. I remember Rashard Kitchen knocking my head off when I was trying to block him, and he had grown man strength and I didn't. I remember the last play before Chuck threw that touchdown, our linebacker said to us, if we stop him right here, the game is over. And we didn't. So keep that in mind that when you play this game, no matter what happens, you will not forget it for the rest of your life. I was 16 when that game was played. That's 30 years ago. I still remember it like it was yesterday. That clip that they showed, I still watch that entire game from time to time, wondering, what if I had done this? What if we had not done that? What if we didn't get that penalty? So when you go out there, leave everything on the field. Don't leave anything to chance. Don't leave anything to question, because you only get to do it one time.
Very good. Very good.
Well said, Jim. Well said.
All right. I'm going to go over to Malik, and then we'll bounce back and forth.
For me, talking to the guys from Poly, is some of y'all that's been there for 4 years and have not beat City yet. And that, for you, has to be a gut-wrenching feeling. To the freshmen, or that's on varsity, possibly sophomores, juniors, you guys need to rally together and play for your seniors. It'll be their last Poly City game. Some of them may never play again. So if that's their last game, all you underclassmen want to send them out with a bang, because at some point, it's going to be your last game. And that's how you started to look at it. It's a tradition. You got guys up here, like you said, 30 years. We still talk about our Poly City game to this day. Bragging rights. You want to be able to walk around in the city and you run across a guy that you might have played against, and you have bragging rights for the next 25, 30 years of your life. When Poly and City are at their top and the rivalry's good, Baltimore City is a better place, in my opinion. So all I'm going to say this, no matter what your record is, ultimately, we want you guys to win a championship this year. We'd like to see you guys win a state championship. But for me, I need you guys to beat City this year. It's not I want you to, I need you to. You hear how they talking up here now. 11 years straight. At some point,
12.
It got to come to an end. And why not be the team that starts it this year?
No.
Very good. Very good. Chuck, Chris, any final last thoughts?
City Poly was probably one of the greatest rivalries in the nation. You know, Ravens, Steelers, Duke, Carolina, and you know, City Poly. That's probably the only three I could think of. In the end, go City, beat Poly.
Go Poly, beat City. Final thoughts. I just want to take the time to thank Poly, right? Best STEM school in the state of Maryland. One of the top STEM schools in the country. You know, we sat up here, talked about football a little bit, talked about football a lot, but one thing we haven't talked about is the leaders, Poly, and sometimes City, will provide, you know, to Baltimore City, right? So want to give thanks to my former teammates, administrators, teachers, Poly alumni, because, you know, go Poly, beat City, and let's kind of keep continuing that tradition.
We got a football game or Math Olympics?
We value education just as much,
We value
bro.
education
just as
over
much,
here, my
brother.
friend.
Just as much.
So school first.
He gonna get the tag and say, "Hey, what's the top partner?" You just
You learn that, though.
As you can see, this rivalry has no intentions of slowing down anytime soon. As we conclude this pilot episode of Rivalry Edition, let us carry the spirit of healthy competition and camaraderie beyond these walls. May this show serve as a reminder that sports has the power to bring communities together, to inspire greatness, and to foster lifelong bonds. On behalf of the entire production team, I want to express our deepest appreciation for your support and encouragement. We hope that this pilot episode has left you eager for more, and we promise to continue exploring the captivating world of sports rivalries in the episodes to come. Thank you once again to our viewers, to Uproar Church, to the schools of Baltimore City College and Baltimore Polytechnic Institute for taking us behind the scenes on what this rivalry means to them. Also, last but not least, we want to give a special shout out and thanks to our guests tonight. Chris, Jimmy, Malik, and Chuck, thank you for sharing what it means to be a part of this prominent rivalry. Until next time, stay passionate, stay competitive, and may the spirit of rivalry continue to fuel our love for sports. Good night. See you next time on the Rivalry Edition. We're out.